He wasn't just a guitarist for Def Leppard, he was its soul in motion. Every riff carried urgency. Every solo bled emotion. Steve Clark played as if the music were the only place he could fully exist, pouring heart and spirit into strings that still tremble with life today. Hello, and welcome to the Church of Rock and Roll, where we celebrate rock legends and artists who have left us. Behind the thunder and triumph was a fragile brilliance, a man chasing beauty through sound, writing songs that would define a generation while quietly carrying his own storms. His guitar didn't hide the pain, it transformed it, turning struggle into melody and loss into something eternal. Stephen Maynard Clark was born April 23, 1960. He was raised in Wisewood, Sheffield. From an early age, he showed interest in music, attending his first concert featuring Cliff Richard and the Shadows at age 6. At 11, he received his first guitar, which was purchased by his father on the condition that he learned to play. When Clark left school, his first employer was the engineering firm GEC Traction, where he worked as a lathe operator. He was 3 years into a 4-year apprenticeship with the firm at the time. Def Leppard was signed to a record deal with Phonogram Records. Before joining, Clark finally came down to their rehearsal room and joined Def Leppard in January 1978. According to Elliot in Behind the Music, Clark auditioned for Def Leppard by playing all of Lynyrd Skynyrd's Free Bird without accompaniment. While a member of Def Leppard, Clark wrote and co-wrote almost all of the band's songs. Clark and Pete Willis shared lead guitar duties, and Clark was nicknamed the Riffmaster due to his talent and ability to come up with guitar riffs. Clark has writing credits and performs on the first 4 Def Leppard albums: On Through the Night in 1980, High and Dry in 1981, Pyromania in 1983, and Hysteria in 1987. He also did some writing for Adrenalize, which was released in 1992. Toward the end of the Pyromania recording sessions in 1982, Pete Willis was asked to leave the band, and guitarist Phil Collen was recruited to replace him. Clark and Collen developed the trademark dual guitar sound of Def Leppard. Part of their success as a duo was attributed to their ability to swap between rhythm and lead guitar, with both playing lead or both playing rhythm within the same song.
Def Leppard, when I joined, the first group had been trying to find other musicians who had the same enthusiasm as myself. And they were very determined from the day one. They didn't sort of want to just go to the pub and then just say the verse for 30 minutes. They made it quite clear that every night we'd rehearse for 3 hours, then we'd have a drink after. And they were really enthusiastic about writing their own songs. They never just wanted to be a club band covering Thin Lizzy songs or top 20 hits to make a little bit of money on the side other than their day job. So it was very, the goals were set from day one. At one point he got very desperate because I wanted to play so bad live, and that these guys, and the rest of the guys in the group, just wanted to keep on rehearsing and polishing it. And I said, well, I could be here in 10 years' time and still be rehearsing this bloody Spoon Factory. So that one night I probably had one like L2 money. I said, Joe, if we don't do a gig soon, that's it, I'm going to find another group. And he was very good about it. He said, all right, I guess that's it, we're going to do our first show, which turned into the Westfield School. You can't sell 12 million records and not earn any money. But it can create some very weird situations with friends and people you used to know. For example, you could walk into the pub and see old schoolmates, and you can offer everybody a round of drinks, and you're the rich kid who's throwing his money around. If you don't buy everybody around, you'd buy one for yourself, then you're the stingy person, you know? So I think it's just having respect for it and just learning to adjust. The group did every album periodically. We never try to repeat ourselves. The good thing about Def Leppard is that you can always do something new, and without going totally out of bounds, the fans seem to accept it. And it's very good for us as musicians because we don't become stagnant or stale, and it's a very creative group to be in. We don't feel like we're doing the same thing we were doing 10 years ago. I mean, we may have started out as a heavy metal group, or want a better word, a rock group. Now it's, why can't a rock group sell records to an Elton John fan or a Michael Jackson fan or whatever? without losing your original market. It's just good rock music that we'd like to appeal to everybody.
In 2007, Clark was ranked number 11 on Classic Rock magazine's 100 Wildest Guitar Heroes. In 2019, he was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Def Leppard. It was noted that Clark suffered from severe anxiety prior to performances. Colin and others held an intervention to urge Clark to cease his alcohol abuse. He agreed to enter a rehabilitation center with the promise that his spot in Def Leppard would be held for him until he was healthy. He was placed on a 6-month leave of absence from the band. While in rehabilitation in Arizona, Clark met a recovering heroin addict named Janie Dean, and the pair agreed to help each other with their addictions. They soon became engaged. Clark left rehab before completing the program and resumed drinking. According to Colin, it became almost impossible to keep Clark sober after Dean entered his life, and almost as difficult to keep track of his whereabouts. On January 8, 1991, Janie Dean found Clark dead on his couch. He was 30 years old. The post-mortem revealed that the cause of death was respiratory failure caused by a lethal mixture of alcohol and prescription drugs. At the time of his death, Clark had a blood alcohol level of 0.30 and morphine in his system. Clark was buried at Wisewood Cemetery in Loxley, Sheffield, near the Clark family residence.
With guitarist Steve Clark, the band has regrouped and plunged ahead with new guitarist Vivian Campbell.
Initially, when Steve died, you miss someone. Obviously, you miss someone. I still do. But on stage, we're still Def Leppard, and it's great. I'm having a lot of fun, actually. All of us are.
I've never actually thought, God, I miss Steve, because I'm always missing him. He's a friend that's not going to be around anymore. But you have to get on with your life, and somebody had to come in and do the job, and nobody should hold a grudge against that fact, We needed somebody else in the band, and Vivian was the right guy for the job.
I've just felt very comfortable from the get-go. It made me feel that way, and I feel great playing the music because I've been a fan for a long time.
With the rest of the band, we have distractions that are useful, whether it be playing soccer, watching videos, going to see a movie, hanging out with your family, whatever you want to do. Steve had his guitar and he had a bottle, and that was the only two things in his life. It was difficult because he was an alcoholic and he had a lot of problems. We basically just spent a long time trying to pull him out of that because he was our friend. We didn't give a toss that he was the guitar player in the band. That wasn't the important thing. We didn't want to see him going the way he was going because we were saying to him, "You're killing yourself," and he didn't believe us. We miss him. We always will.
Fame crowned him early, but it weighed heavy. Behind the roar of crowds and the echo of anthems, there was a soul searching for peace in a world that never slept. Applause can be deafening, silence even more so. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Steve Clark was not just lost, he was missed deeply. A reminder that even legends are human, and even the loudest music can hide a breaking heart.